Did you know that all the Great Lakes together have 6 quadrillion gallons of water and make up 1/5 of the world's freshwater supply? On average, water bottles are 18 fluid ounces each, so that would be 1.40625 gallons. So, if we were to drain all the Great Lakes and put them all into water bottles, it would be 42 quadrillion 666 trillion 606 billion 666 million 666,666 and 6,600 water bottles. Now, other than being an enormous amount of water, what do the Great Lakes do? Well, probably the most impact they have is on the weather in the regions near or around the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes cause quite a bit of wind, but why? In simple words, it is due from the temperature difference between the land and the lake, but let us get into more depth. In the summer, land re-radiates a lot of the sun's energy back into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, the lake is absorbing the sun's radiation. In the winter, the energy absorbed by the water slowly releases back into the atmosphere, creating the air over the lake warmer. Most everything in our life tries to be balanced, and temperature difference is no exception. So, what happens in the summer is the warm air radiating off the land rushes towards the cold air to balance out our temperature, creating what we know as wind. Same concept for the winter. The warm air radiating off the lake blows and rushes towards the cold air on the land to balance out the temperature. As we have previously learned, when water gets warm enough, it can cause evaporation. Evaporation is what causes humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. If there's a lot of water vapor in the air, it can feel sticky and some cases make your clothes damp. Moving forward, the Great Lakes evaporate, which leads to high humidity in areas near the lake. On a day of high humidity, the air is already so saturated that our sweat cannot evaporate, so we feel hotter than it actually is. Sometimes it can get so humid in areas that it condenses and creates clouds on the ground. We know this as fog. However, it actually is just a type of stratus cloud. On foggy days, you want to go slow and pay high attention while driving on the road, as clouds can block your sight. Precipitation is rain, sleet, hail, or snow that falls to the ground. The Great Lakes impact this also. Let's talk about snow. If we did not have the Great Lakes, we would not have as much snow, and in some areas have none. What happens is in the winter, the lake is radiating the heat that has been absorbed in the summer. Sound familiar? In case you haven't already guessed it, everything in science is tied together. Anyways, due to the fact that warm water can evaporate if it gets warm enough, the warm air carries some water vapor with it. The warm, moist air radiating from the water slowly rises up and up into the higher part of the troposphere. In the troposphere, as altitude increases, the temperature decreases. So, as the warm, moist air gets higher and higher, it is getting colder and colder. Cold air cannot hold as much water, and if it gets cold enough, it condenses. So as the slightly less moist warm air goes up and up, it starts to condense. The condensed air keeps getting cooler and colder until not even that can hold the water, and it creates raindrops. Now, because of the continental polar air mass for Canada, it gets very cold up in the sky. This allows the raindrops to freeze and form a snowflake. As the snowflakes fall, they clump together and they form what we know as snow. Though it is quite a simple content, the Great Lakes affect the land around its temperatures. Large bodies of water naturally take in more time to absorb and release heat. So, the regions around or near the lakes are less likely to experience a sudden change in temperature due to the lakes. In this video, we have learned about how the Great Lakes impact the weather in the areas near it. We have covered precipitation, wind and humidity, and temperature. However, we have covered a lot. There are still many other ways in which the Great Lakes impact our weather. If you are interested about the topic, please check out the links at the end of this video. I hope you have learned a lot and possibly even had a little fun learning. Thank you for watching.